Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Inayat speaking, and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Inayat Dialogue. Today I have a solo podcast, and in this solo podcast, I will focus on one of the important topic from linguistics, that is psycholinguistics. So in this lecture, I will cover definitions, history of a psycholinguistics, and the linguists and psycholinguists who contributed and this field will be part of this solo podcast. So keep in touch. Let's get on the topic. Okay, before we get on this lecture, I have brought three important questions for you. The first one: have you ever wondered how a child learns language without formal instructions? Number two: how your brain understands a sentence in milliseconds. Number three: how thoughts transform the structure speech. So in this podcast, I will explore psycholinguistics, which is the scientific study of language in the human mind. And it will also cover three important areas. Number one, the meaning and etymology of psycholinguistics. Number two, the historical development of psycholinguistics. And number third, the authentic academic definition. So let's begin. So in segment number one, we have this important question rightly on the screen: what is psycholinguistics? So psycholinguistics is the interdisciplinary field that studies how language is acquired. Number two, how it is processed, how it is produced, and how it is understood. So this basically connects linguistics with psychology, and it also draws some insights from neuroscience and cognitive science. Let's move towards the next one, and that is in simple words, psycholinguistics studies how the brain turns thoughts into language and language back into thoughts. After we have the segment 2, and that's all about the etymology of the term psycholinguistics. Rightly there, the word psycholinguistics comes from two roots. Number one, psyche, which is a Greek word meaning mind or soul. Number two, lingua, which is a Latin word meaning tongue or language. So literally, psycholinguistics means the study of language and the mind. Now, this term, the psycholinguistics, gains prominence in the 1950s, especially after interdisciplinary conferences where linguists and psychologists began collaborating scientifically. The segment number 3, we have segment number 3, and this is all about historical development of psycholinguistics. So let's briefly trace its intellectual journey. Number one, foundations. So early thinkers like Wilhelm Wundt, who was a German psychologist known as the father of experimental psychology, explored the relationship between language and mental processes. And this point is very important. I'm not giving you that in 1879, Wilhelm Wundt established the first psychology laboratory at the University of Leipzig, marking psychology as a separate scientific discipline. Well, along with that, okay, so this he also believed that language as a structured expressions of a thought, and he also studies the three important areas of the psycholinguistics. Number one, the consciousness. Number two, mental processes, language, and thought. After this, we have the psycholinguistics context. He suggested, in psycholinguistics context, he suggested that thought precedes language. Number two, language reflects internal mental organizations. I think this point takes us back to a concept which was introduced by Noam Chomsky, a concept of the LAID, which is the language acquisition devices embedded in the human mind to process a target language, and after we articulate that language through the tongue. At the same time, structure linguists such as Ferdinand de Saussure, who was a Swiss linguist known as the father of modern linguistics, founder of structuralism, focused on language systems but not deeply on cognition. So the Ferdinand de Saussure, like I discussed this point with you, a Swiss linguist. Okay, the language and psychology was still separate disciplines, and well, now this is over. Let's move towards the behaviorist era, which started in 1930s and ended in 1950s. So psychology became dominated by behaviorism, especially through BF scanners, concepts and ideas. So BF scanners weaved language as a learned behavior. He also said that it is a product of the stimulus and response. Number 3, a habit formed through reinforcement. Number 4, mental structures were largely ignored. This limited the scientific understanding of internal language processes. After behaviorisms, this enter the next era, and that is the cognitive revolution, which started in 1950s and ended in 1960s. The major turning point came with Noam Chomsky, who was an American linguist. And in 1959, Chomsky criticized Skinner's behavioral explanations of language, and he argued that humans possesses an innate language faculties, as I already discussed with you. That was the LADE, which is the language acquisition device. Well, after that, if you look at this one, language acquisitions cannot be explained by imitations alone. The mind contains underlying grammatical structures. And after this shifted the focus from behavior to cognitions. Well, in light of this one, the modern psycholinguists was born from this cognitive evolution. And after the cognitive evolution era, wherein the modern psycholinguistics which started in 1970s, and it is still practiced these days. So today psycholinguistics includes language acquisition research, speech perception studies, sentence processing experiments, bilingualism research, brain imaging techniques, that is fMRI and EEG. It is now closely connected with cognitive neuroscience. So in segment number 4, we have the authentic academic definitions given by different author. So let us now consider recognized definitions from authoritative sources. So number 1, according to the American Psychological Association Dictionary of Psychology, psycholinguistics is the study of psychological processes that enable humans to acquire, use, comprehend, and produce language. Number 2, the Encyclopedia Britannica defines psycholinguistic as the study of language, behavior, and the mental processes underlying it. Now, the third one is in the Development of Language, Jean Berko-Gleason, an American psycholinguist, describes psycholinguistics as the study of the processes by which language is acquired and used by individuals. So these important definitions actually emphasize on one central idea, and that is language is not a behavioral process, but it is a mental phenomenon. So in segment number 5, we have the core areas of study in psycholinguistics. So psycholinguistics generally investigates, number 1, how children acquire grammar. Number 2, how we recognize spoken words. Number 3, how we construct sentences while speaking. Number 5, how the brain processes meaning, how bilingual minds manage 2 languages, how brain damage affects language, It is both theoreticals and experiments. Well, in segment number 6, why psycholinguistics matters. So psycholinguistics is important because it explains how humans differs from machines. Number 2, it reveals the biological basis of language. Number 3, it connects language with cognition. Number 4, it supports research and education's artificial intelligence and neurology. For linguistic studies, it bridges theory and psychology. For literature scholars, it helps understand interpretation and meaning construction. Well, the final part of this lecture, and that is moving towards the conclusion. So psycholinguistics teaches us that language is not merely sounds or text. It is a fundamental cognitive system rooted in the human mind. From early psychological experiments to Chomsky's cognitive revolutions, the field has transformed our understandings of language. Ultimately, psycholinguistics answers one profound question: how does the human mind make meaning? Well, after this lecture, I have placed some important questions and important MCQs. That's job on your part. And after this, I'm just moving towards the last sections of that one. Well, I have given 15 questions and also MCQs. Well, let's move towards that one. And finally, well, after that, I have given some important questions and MCQs for your genuine information, so that's part of your job. And I'm giving the final thought on this lecture that the psycholinguistics, we explore language not only as structure, but as cognition. If you found this episode insightful and information, do me a favor to subscribe my YouTube channel, The Inayat Dialogue, and will be given my next podcast. And I will upload other lectures in psycholinguistics soon. Thank you so much for watching, and once again, do subscribe my YouTube channel, The Inayat Dialogue. Thank you so much. All the best. Good luck.